Hi, today we have Opel Astra H model with 1.6 petrol engine. As you can notice, we can hear some sound that is coming from the top side of the engine and probably from the hydraulic tappets. How the engine warm ups, the more the sound is can be heard, and that's why I'm going to remove the camshafts and check the hydraulic tappets. I'm going to start by removing the air filter housing so I can have a lot of space for working, and after that I'm going to remove the upper cover of the timing belt. The air filter housing is holding one bolt with Torx 30. I'm going to disconnect the air meter, and also I'm going to remove this metal clamp so I can remove the hose that connects with the throttle body. I have removed the air filter housing, so now I'm going to open these two bolts to remove the upper timing belt cover. I have opened two bolts with female Torx 10. Now I'm going to remove this plastic cover. I have to slide it to the right. And now I'm going to open these two bolts with Torx 30 to remove the ignition coil and also disconnect it from the wiring. Now I have to open 9 bolts also with female Torx 10 to remove the valve cover, and also I have to disconnect this evaporator hose. I just have to pull out this fast pin, and after that I can remove the hose. I have opened the bolts of the valve cover, but to remove it I have to disconnect this plastic cover, and also I have to disassemble the timing belt, remove the sprockets from the camshafts. So next is to raise the vehicle. I have raised the vehicle, so now I'm going to remove this side plastic cover, and we have one. Here is two inside and two more bolts at the bottom. They can be opened with Torx 25, and also this plastic fast pin, and there should be here, but this one is missing. We have removed the plastic cover. Now I'm going to remove the drive belt. I'm using a 19mm wrench with 12 angles. Put it on the tensioner, and I'm pushing anti-clockwise to release the tension of the drive belt, and now I can remove it. Now I'm going to open the crankshaft pulley. The crankshaft pulley center bolt can be opened with female Torx 18. And to hold I can lock the flywheel through this hole. I can lock the flywheel with some screwdriver to open the crankshaft pulley center bolt. Now I can lower the vehicle, support the engine, and I'm going to remove the rubber mount. I have supported the engine, so now I can remove these 3 bolts and these 3 bolts with female Torx 14, and I'm going to remove the rubber mount. So now I'm going to remove the metal mount. There are 3 bolts also with female Torx 14. I have removed the engine mount, so now I'm going to turn the crankshaft to set the timing, and after that I'm going to loosen the center bolt of the tensioner, and I'm going to remove the tensioner and remove the timing belt. So these two timing marks are aligned, the camshaft and the exhaust and the inlet camshaft, and also the crankshaft marking is aligned. I don't know how much you can notice it, but it's with there. Now you can see it. So now I can remove the tensioner, and I can remove the timing belt, and after that I'm going to open these two center bolts of the camshaft sprockets. I have removed the tensioner, open the center bolt with Torx 50. So now I'm going to open the center bolts of the camshaft sprockets. The bolts can be opened with female Torx 14, and I have to use some tool for counterweight so I can open the sprockets. This is my homemade key that I'm using for holding counterweight for the sprockets. I removed the sprockets, so now I have to open the bolts that hold the plastic cover. We have one bolt with female Torx, one bolt here we have with Torx 30, one bolt here we have also with Torx 30, and this one is changed, it's with 8mm wrench. I have removed the plastic cover. The camshaft sensor is positioned here. I disconnected the wiring, and there is also one plastic cover that is holding the wires on this side, and I have to press this pin so it can be removed, and now the plastic cover is removed. So after removing the plastic cover, it was easier to remove the valve cover because the bolts were already open. So now I'm going to remove the camshafts. Now as we can see numbers here. I don't know if they are made by the factory or someone else has been um, opening this engine. So we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. I'm going to open them, and I'm going to return them like they were before, and these bolts can be opened with female Torx 10. After removal of the camshafts and closer inspection, we notice that this this engine is not with hydraulic tappets, so these flanges are replaceable, and they are with different sizes of thickness. So this is the information we need. Valve clearance on cold engine should be for the inlet 0.20 to 0.30, let's say, and for the exhaust 0.25 to 0.35. So now we have to take a special tool for measurement, and we are going to check every valve clearance. So I have removed the metal caps, and I have left only these two. Do not mix them because it will be harder for you to adjust the tolerance. Now these ones, I'm setting the camshaft so the peaks of the cam are pointing up, and here we should have with 0.20 or 0.25. Now we can see this one is sliding easily. I can hold the camshaft like this, and we can see the This one is sliding easily, but this one it's not. So this one we have to replace it with a smaller one. So we are going to remove this one, and inside we have numbers. So on this one is saying 30, and we have to put a smaller one. Now this one is 27. I'm going to install it, and I'm going to return the cam, and now I can check again. So now it's sliding, but it requires a little lower, I think, because if I hold the cam, this one is not moving. So now I have another one. This one is 24. I'm going to try with 24. I am returning the cam. I'm ensuring that it's turning like it should. And now I can check. So now the measurement is sliding. So this means that this one is okay. This one is also okay. And I have to do this procedure on everyone. So now I'm going to remove these two. I'm going to install the two that were on third piston, check them, adjust the tolerance, remove them, then check on the second piston and also on the exhaust side. All the valves were checked and also adjusted with the valve clearance. And as you can notice, I have lubricated a little the tappets, so now I can install the camshafts, tighten them. I have installed and tightened the camshafts and camshaft caps. This is the tightening torque for the camshaft bearing caps, 8 Newton meters, and also for the camshaft gear wheel, 50 Newton meters, 60 degrees, and 15 more degrees. And for the valve cover we have 8 Newton meters. Camshaft bearing caps can be tightened with female Torx 10. Now I'm going to install the plastic cover on this side, and after that I can install the camshaft gear wheels. Sorry, I was going to make a small mistake. First I have to install the valve cover, because I cannot install it after I install this plastic cover of the timing belt. I have installed and tightened valve cover. Now I have connected the camshaft sensor. Also I have installed the wire where it was before, and now I can tighten it 4 bolts. They should be all with Torx 30. This one here we have two different. The plastic cover is tightened. Also I have installed this plastic that is holding the wire. So now I can install the camshaft gear wheels, and after that I can install the tensioner. I have installed and tightened the camshaft sprockets. Now I can install the tensioner. So this pin of the tensioner should go into this hole of the engine block. And I'm tightening the center bolt with Torx 50. And now with a 6mm hex wrench, I'm going to push the tensioner clockwise so I can install the timing belt. I have installed the timing belt, so these two markings are aligned, and also the lower one of the crankshaft is aligned. Now it's difficult to notice, but it's aligned, so I can install the plastic cover, and also I can install the metal mount. I have installed the metal mount, 3 bolts with female Torx 14, and also the rubber mount, 6 bolts with female Torx 14. Now I can install the upper plastic cover of the timing belt. I can install the ignition coils, install the air filter housing, connect the air meter, and after that I'm going to raise the vehicle to install the crankshaft pulley, and also the drive belt for the alternator and coolant pump. I have installed the ignition coil, 2 bolts with Torx 40, connected the wiring. Also installed the air filter housing, 1 bolt with Torx 30, connected the air meter, and here we have a metal clamp with 7mm wrench. And now I can install the plastic cap top of the ignition coil. Install the wiring, and now I can raise the vehicle to install the crankshaft pulley and the drive belt. I have installed the crankshaft pulley, tighten it with female Torx 18. Also install the drive belt. The tensioner was moving with 19mm 12 angle wrench, and now I can install the plastic cover. I have installed the plastic cover, 4 bolts with Torx 25 and 2 plastic pins. Now I can lower the vehicle and I can start the engine to see if the problem is fixed. The vehicle is on the ground, everything is connected, so now we can start the engine. The check engine lamp was illuminated, and before there is problem with the oxygen sensor. This means that I am finished. If you like to see more videos, please subscribe to my channel, like my videos, and thank you for watching.